5 UFC fights to look forward to. At number 5 is CM Punk vs Mickey Gall. Punk's debut in the UFC has been hotly anticipated. It was first expected to be held in February, but Punk's persistent back problems forced the fight to July. Gall got a shot at the UFC by calling out CM Punk in a regional event where Dana White was scouting talent. Unlike Punk, Mickey has 2 fights under his belt, both of which he has won by submission. At number 4 is Luke Rockhold vs Chris Weidman. Weidman announced his arrival in the UFC and sent shockwaves around the world by knocking out UFC legend Anderson Silva. He then went on to defend his title against 2 other Brazilian legends, Lyoto Machida and Vitor Belfort. The first time these two met, it turned out to be among the best fights of 2015. A back and forth fight ended with Rockhold emerging the winner after grounding and pounding Weidman. This time the two will meet for the middleweight belt. A fight card is yet to be announced. At number 3 is Jon Jones vs Daniel Cormier. The MGM Grand in Las Vegas will host UFC 197 that will feature the most controversial rematch of the year. Jones, the former champion who never lost the light heavyweight title, was stripped of it last year after a hit and run. He will return to face Cormier, the man who took over his title after making Johnson submit. The last man Jones faced before the ominous hit and run was Cormier, and on the night, Jones walked out victorious. Since Cormier took over as champion, he has successfully defended his title against Alexander Gustafsson, a man who gave Jon Jones quite the run for his money. At number 2 is Holly Holm vs Ronda Rousey, a grudge match of the most epic proportions. This will be Ronda's first match after her hiatus. Ronda will be hurting as not only was she undefeated until Holly came along, but was also known to decimate her opposition until Holly knocked her out to become the new women's bantamweight champion. Rowdy Ronda has said that should she lose to arguably one of the top 10 female boxers of all time, she would retire from the sport altogether. This fight is expected to be held in November. At number 1, a match for the title. Fabrizio Werdum vs Stipe Miocic. Werdum was first crowned the interim heavyweight champion when he TKO'd Mark Hunt in the second round despite being dropped by punches early on. He unified the belt by beating Velasquez in a back and forth fight with a guillotine chokehold. Fans will be disappointed that the highly anticipated rematch between Werdum and Velasquez is off. Miocic has been asking for a title shot for a while and he's finally got what he wanted because Velasquez is out with injury. Miocic has been compared to Velasquez in terms of cardio and he's a very smart fighter that picks his opponents apart with his punches and combinations. Given that his training camp wouldn't be as long, it'll be interesting to see if Werdum has an outright advantage against him or whether Miocic can notch up yet another upset.